Good morning, friends. This is Father Tim. It's Thursday, the 2nd of April. Our Jewish friends began Passover last night. We begin the Triduum tonight, the 3 days.
Morning, friends.
Ooh.
This is Father Tim.
It's Monday, Thursday, day 38 of our Lenten journey. We spent some time in the prophet Amos. Please do take a moment to post a greeting, share a comment. Let us know that you are here with us, and thank you, friends, for praying with us as we read from Amos this morning. Let's read, friends. We start, as we always do, by taking a look at the big picture. Now, we've already gotten through a third of this. I know, not actually, but you might as well say we're through a third of this. We have read chapters 1 and 2. We are starting chapter 3 today. Well, look at this. This has this book laid out in 3 sections. They're not 3 equal sections, but they are 3 sections. We've read the first 2 chapters, the message to the nations and Israel, and now we start chapters 3, 4, 5, and 6. The message to Israel and its leaders. And then the book ends with Amos's visions. Chapters 3 through 6, message to Israel and its leaders. There are a few things that are interesting to note there. Great calling and great responsibility equals great consequences. There's an allusion to Genesis 12. Israel should be a blessing to all nations. That's Abraham. Promised by God that he and his offspring would be a blessing to all nations. Look for the exposure of religious hypocrisy. Yeah. Oh, the more things change, the more they stay the same, right? That's in chapter 5. I'm not sure we're going to get to chapter 5 today. I mean, we're just starting chapter 3. The worship of false idols, who are no gods, leads to injustice. The refusal to walk in the way of God leads to injustice. How do you find justice? Seek God. All right, friends. There's a lot in there. There's going to be a lot in these 4 chapters. So let's jump in and read. I'll be reading from the left-hand column, which is the complete Jewish Bible, the NRSV updated edition is in the right-hand column. So we've got a Jewish Bible and a Christian Bible side by side as we read together this morning. Pull up our timer and let's read. Listen to this word which Adonai has spoken against you, people of Israel, against the entire family that I brought up from the land of Egypt. Of all the families on earth, only you have I intimately known. This is why I will punish you for all your crimes. Do two people travel together without having so agreed? Does a lion roar in the forest when it has no prey? Does a young lion growl in his lair if it has caught nothing? Does a bird get caught in a trap on the ground if it hasn't been baited? Does a trap spring up from the ground when it has taken nothing? When the shofar, remember that's trumpet, when the shofar is blown in the city, don't the people tremble? Can disaster befall a city without Adonai's having done it? Adonai, God, does nothing without revealing his plan to his servants, the prophets. The lion has roared, who will not fear? Adonai, God has spoken, who will not prophesy? Proclaim it on the palaces in Ashdod and on the palaces in the land of Egypt. Say, assemble yourselves on the hills of Shamron, Mount Samaria. See what great tumult is seething within it. How much oppression is being done there. For they don't know how to do right, says Adonai. They store up violence and robbery in their palaces. Therefore, here is what Adonai Elohim, the Lord God, this is what Adonai Elohim says. An enemy will surround the land. He will strip you of your strength and plunder your palaces. This is what Adonai says. As a shepherd rescues from the mouth of a lion a couple of leg bones or a piece of an ear, so the people of Israel in Shamron will be rescued, huddled under cushions in the corners of their beds. This would have been shocking. This would have been the kind of thing that would get a prophet in trouble already. Shamron, Samaria. So we've got I'm pretty sure we've had by this point historically the split of Israel and the Samaritans, and we've got deliverance for the Samaritans and condemnation for Israel. That definitely would get a prophet in trouble. Definitely. Make no mistake about it whatsoever. Hear and testify against the house of Yaakov. Jacob. Says Adonai, Elohim, Elohi Savaot, the Lord God, the God of hosts. For when I punish Israel's crimes, I will also punish the altars of Bethel. The horns of the altar will be cut off, and they will fall to the ground. I will tear down winter houses as well as summer houses. Houses adorned with ivory will be destroyed. The mansions will be no more, says Adonai. Listen, you lovely cows of Bashan, who live on Mount Shomron, who oppress the poor and grind down the needy, who say to their husbands, bring something to drink. Okay, maybe it's not quite all happiness and deliverance for Samaria. Shamron is Samaria. Lovely cows. That's an interesting phrase, isn't it? Adonai Elohim has sworn by his holiness that your time is surely coming. You will be dragged away with hooks, the last of you with fish hooks. You will leave through breaks in the wall, each woman right behind the next, and be sent off to Harmon, says Adonai. Come to Bethel and commit crimes, till Gilgal and commit more crimes. Bring your sacrifices in the morning and your tithes after 3 days. Burn leavened bread as a thank offering. Brag in public about your voluntary offerings. Because that's what you love to do, Israel, says Adonai Elohim. I made your teeth clean of food in all your cities, left you nothing to eat in all your villages. Still you haven't returned to me, says Adonai. I withheld the rain from you 3 months before the harvest. I made it rain on one city and not on another. One field had rain, while another had no rain, while another with no rain dried up. From 2 or 3 cities they would stagger to one city. The cutter worms devoured your fig trees and olive trees. Still you haven't returned to me, says Adonai. I sent a plague on you like that of Egypt. Put your young men to death with the sword. Let your horses be captured and filled your nostrils with the stench of your camps. Still you haven't returned to me, says Adonai. I overthrew some of you as when God overthrew Sodom and Amorah, Sodom and Gomorrah. You were like a burning stick snatched from the fire. Still you haven't returned to me, says Adonai. This is why I will deal with you in this way, Israel. And because I will deal with you in this way, prepare to meet your God, Israel, who forms mountains and creates wind, who declares to humankind his thoughts. who turns the morning to darkness and strides on the heights of the earth. Adonai Elohi Tsavaot is his name. And that, friends, is where we're going to pause. And next time that we pick up Amos, we'll begin chapter 5. In just a moment, friends, we'll pray morning prayer on a new live, not this one. This one is about to come to a close. Good morning, Mom. See you in a couple minutes in the next live for morning prayer.